Welcome to Best Learn English Online.
As a student of English literature, I often found solace in the quiet corners of the library. The scent of aging paper and the comforting rustle of pages turning were like old friends. My favorite spot was a sun-drenched nook by the window, where I would lose myself in worlds crafted by brilliant minds. One crisp autumn afternoon, I settled into my usual chair, my trusty copy of Pride and Prejudice, resting on my lap. As I flipped through the pages, lost in Elizabeth Bennet's sharp wit, I noticed someone out of the corner of my eye. A girl, perhaps a year younger than me, sat at a nearby table, frowning at a pile of textbooks. Her dark curls fell into her face as she scribbled frantically in her notebook. Intrigued, I glanced at her textbooks, titles like Moby Dick and Wuthering Heights. My eye. I hesitated, then decided to introduce myself. "Hey, I noticed you're studying some heavy hitters," I said, walking over. She looked up, surprise flickering in her hazel eyes. "Yeah, I'm trying to catch up for my lit class. It's a bit overwhelming." "I totally get that. If you ever want to talk about them, I'd be happy to help," I offered, hoping to ease her stress. A shy smile broke through her initial nervousness. "I'm Aisha. I'd appreciate that. I love the stories, but sometimes the language feels like a puzzle." I introduced myself, and we quickly found common ground in our shared passion for literature. Our conversations blossomed into study sessions, where we dissected characters and themes, argued about the merits of romantic poetry, and laughed at our own interpretations. As the weeks passed, our friendship deepened. We began meeting not just in the library but also at a quaint cafe nearby. Aisha's laughter was infectious, and I found myself looking forward to our time together more than anything else. One afternoon, while sipping chai and discussing the symbolism in The Great Gatsby, I mustered the courage to ask, "What draws you to literature?" Aisha paused, her eyes thoughtful. "It's like stepping into someone else's shoes. You can feel their pain, their joy. It makes the world feel bigger, you know?" I nodded, captivated by her insight. "Exactly. It connects us in ways we can't always articulate." That night, as I lay in bed, Aisha's words echoed in my mind. I realized that our friendship had become a story of its own, one filled with shared experiences, laughter, and an unspoken bond that grew with every conversation. As the semester drew to a close, we prepared for final exams. We spent late nights studying, surrounded by notes and half-empty coffee cups. One evening, as we reviewed Jane Eyre, Aisha suddenly looked up, a serious expression on her face. "Can I ask you something?" she said, her voice soft. "Of course." "Do you think we'll still share this passion for literature after graduation? Life tends to pull us in different directions." I took a moment to reflect. I think we will. Literature is a part of us now, like the stories we've read together. It'll always be there, just like our friendship. Aisha smiled, a mixture of hope and uncertainty in her eyes. I'd like to believe that. The next day we met for our final study session. The library buzzed with tension as students crammed for exams. But we found our usual spot, the sun streaming through the window. As we reviewed our notes, I caught Aisha looking out the window, lost in thought. "Hey, you okay?" I asked. She turned to me, a determined glint in her eyes. "I want to write. Stories, poetry, something that captures this feeling. Will you help me?" My heart raced. Of course. We can brainstorm ideas, share drafts. I'd love to. And so, our final project became a collaborative effort. We poured our hearts into our writing, weaving our experiences and emotions into a narrative that captured the essence of our friendship and love for literature. On graduation day, as we tossed our caps into the air, I felt a bittersweet pang. We had each other, but the uncertainty of the future loomed ahead. Still, as we celebrated with friends, I caught Aisha's eye across the crowd. She smiled, and in that moment, I knew we would carry our shared stories with us, no matter where life took us. Years later, as I flipped through a collection of short stories, one title caught my eye: "The Pages Between Us." My heart swelled as I recognized Aisha's name as the author. The stories within were a beautiful tapestry of our shared experiences, our laughter, our late-night debates, and the bonds we forged in the library's warm embrace. I closed the book, feeling a profound sense of gratitude. Literature had given us a connection that transcended time. And in that connection I found a piece of home.
Part 2.
As I delved deeper into the pages between us, memories flooded back. Each story felt like a chapter from our time together, capturing moments both big and small. I could almost hear Aisha's voice narrating the lines, her laughter ringing in my ears as I read about characters that mirrored our own quirks and dreams. One story, titled "The Library of Lost Words," particularly struck me. It explored a fictional library where each book contained the unspoken thoughts of its readers. The protagonist, much like Aisha, wandered through aisles of books, rediscovering forgotten parts of herself through the words of others. I could see Aisha's fascination with the idea of connecting through literature coming to life in every line. As I reached the end, I noticed an acknowledgement section. My heart raced when I saw my name there, nestled among the words of gratitude. To my dear friend who opened the door to a world of stories and dreams. It read. I smiled, a warmth spreading through me. We had always been each other's biggest supporters, but seeing it immortalized in print felt surreal. Inspired, I picked up my own pen and notebook, eager to respond. I began to write my own collection of stories. One that reflected my journey in literature and our friendship. Each piece drew from our late-night discussions, the cafe rendezvous, and the unforgettable moments that had shaped us. I wanted to capture the essence of our bond, how literature had connected us in ways beyond words. As I wrote, I found myself poring over our shared experiences, the laughter, the debates about the merits of modern versus classic literature, and the quiet moments of understanding that passed between us. One evening, as I penned a story about two friends navigating the complexities of life, I imagined Aisha reading it, her smile lighting up the room. After weeks of writing, I finally had a manuscript. I nervously typed up a message to Aisha, inviting her to meet at our favorite cafe. My heart raced as I wondered how she would react. Would she see the love and appreciation woven through the pages? When we met, I handed her the manuscript, my palms sweaty. "I've been working on something. It's for you and for us." Her eyes widened as she took it, curiosity piqued. "You wrote a book?" "Just a collection of stories inspired by our friendship and everything we've shared," I explained, feeling a mix of pride and vulnerability. As she flipped through the pages, I watched her expression shift from surprise to joy. "This is beautiful. You captured so many of our moments." "I wanted to show you how much our time together means to me," I replied, my heart swelling with emotion. After she finished reading, Aisha looked up, her eyes sparkling. "We have to do something with this. We should share it with others." Together we brainstormed how to bring our work to life. We decided to host a small reading event at the local bookstore, inviting friends and fellow students to join us. It would be a celebration of our journeys as writers and our enduring friendship. As the day approached, excitement buzzed in the air. We prepared our pieces, nervously practicing our readings in front of each other. On the night of the event, the bookstore was packed. Familiar faces filled the room, all there to support us. As we took the stage, my heart raced, but Aisha's presence calmed me. We each read excerpts from our stories, sharing laughter and moments of vulnerability with the audience. I felt a rush of exhilaration as I saw the smiles and nods of understanding from friends. It was as if our words had bridged a connection between everyone present. After the readings, we opened the floor for questions. Aisha and I exchanged glances, buoyed by the warmth of the crowd. People shared their own stories about friendship, literature, and the impact of words in their lives. The evening became a tapestry of shared experiences, much like the narratives we had created. As the event wrapped up, a friend approached us. "You two should consider publishing a joint book. The way you complement each other's stories is incredible." The idea sent a thrill through me. Aisha's eyes sparkled with excitement. We could combine our collections, share more about our journey as friends and writers. With newfound determination, we began to outline our book, intertwining our stories and experiences, highlighting the beautiful moments of our friendship that had blossomed through literature. We spent hours discussing themes, selecting pieces that resonated most with our shared journey. Months passed, and after countless revisions, we held the printed proof of our collaborative book. Titled Bound by Words, it was a celebration of our growth, our friendship, and the power of literature to connect us all. On launch day, the bookstore was filled with friends, family, and even strangers who had come to support us. As we signed copies and engaged with readers, I marveled at how far we had come since our first meeting in that quiet library corner. As I watched Aisha interact with fans, her passion and enthusiasm were palpable. I knew then that this was just the beginning of our literary journey together. No matter where life took us, different cities, careers, or even paths, we would always have our words, our stories, and the indelible mark of our friendship. In that moment, standing side by side with Aisha, I realized that as students of English literature, we had not only studied the past but also shaped our own narrative, one that would continue to unfold in the pages of our lives.
Video is over. Get out of here first, comment and let me know how you liked the video. And subscribe if you like your will, and it's part 2.
This video is Love Stories is video. You guys love to play games and also win. Okay, that's a bit much. The alarm was set for 6 a.m., but it still didn't go off. So my phone is problem. Today will be late again. Let's go ready quickly. Get ready quietly, eat breakfast and go to school for an hour. I will eat something. On the way, Mom. I don't know why I have to go to school so early. Don't late. I forgot to wear my watch, now I don't know how. Poor quality will work. After the phone call, I will go home and have breakfast. Anyway, I'm late for school today, so how beautiful she is. Okay, friend, let me give you some communication. I was really an anchor in my teenage years. About myself, because one is my height. Was. Quite low means still low, but earlier. It's more than that, and so is puberty. I just shuffled the face map. Who are you? It's 50, I don't have to cut it. You cut it yourself? Thanks for acting on my pimples. 2 years remained on the face, and because of this, things I always felt I had enough of. I thought all the deficiencies. No girl is likely to meet me. Read more like a monkey where the edge is. Another so-called quiet guy from my class. Everywhere I saw beautiful girls. On the other hand, the entire class is offered. Lie down and say I love you. Hey, I love you. You set my soul en Not sure where the fire mama's skin came from. So much courage comes in money. On top of that, all other girls do not lack them. Ferrari presents its Pharaoh, not Ferrari. You made a spelling mistake here. And okay, Ferrero gift for those who don't. The address is Ferrero Rush. Rower Ferrero Rower is a chocolate or priced at 400 rupees. There is a box and it is from 2018 then 05 rupees. So dairy milk seemed expensive to me. Wally Cotta the Moss rich kids and not me. Just think so because their parents are too. If they are rich, they can get money whenever they want. Boy, my future daughter-in-law would love this. Give only expensive chocolates. So that there is no shortage. No. Not at all, brought it out of pocket. Obviously, and then in front of the girls. Let's be flexible and I won't. I still remember that whole line from making this up. I remember word for word what that man threw. It was more expensive than this in the store, so sorry people. There was no chocolate. Friends. The first thing is that even today there is number 800 rupees chocolate. After buying, if you open it, 2 or 3 diamonds are stuck inside. And secondly, it is not more expensive. I got 800 rupees, it is not expensive for you, your father. Has he lost his class selling oil in Dubai? Girls are less than boys and girls are free. If you're getting such expensive chocolate, why not buy some? I will refuse. Oh, stop, I am ashamed. You also vomit. What else was needed? I'm in the corner with benchmate. Ignoring this bullshit on purpose is wrong. It's very cool, friend. Say I love you to my face. Is given. Hey, friend, why don't you say anything? Say one thing. If Modi ji had sold tea earlier. So who is running their shop now? It's okay, don't talk, let go now. Honestly, I'm all about skin because of this. Stay away from me because this is cool, guys. I decided in my heart that love. The material is this and I am anyone that give her beautiful gifts to make. Her like you I don't even have that much money. There was no buying expensive chocolates on top of that. My appearance was impressive. Hairstyle is a thank you to my mother and Arya Sunin. All this I never loved. Any girl no more. Crashes. I go to school regularly. I ended up thinking about my bike. Just one gun attack like something stupid. Do it again and become a hero by saving everyone in the school. Should I stop going back to school or come back? It doesn't make sense these days. I used to think this nonsense, it seemed very intelligent. thinking, a van came. Cross and that division in sec. In the moment I see this beautiful girl. One and I did even release that I freeze. Gone and the next thing that happened. Did I hit the bicycle pole? Good thing I got myself. Skin disease with flaky skin. He said, "It is written in the script, man, it is written in the script." Wrote.
That sounds like a fantastic channel concept. Helping people learn English online can be incredibly rewarding. Are you focusing on specific methods or tools, like interactive exercises, grammar tips, or language practice? Video is over. Get out of here. First comment and let me know how you liked the video. And subscribe if you like your will and it's part 2.
About the arrival of Mr. Gupta Curiosity. Piqued, he decided to seek the old man's guidance. Rowan approached Mr. Gupta, who was sitting under a large banyan tree. With a respectful bow, he asked, "Sir, I've been told that you possess great wisdom. Can you please guide me on how to make the most of my life?" Mr. Gupta smiled and nodded, understanding the young man's struggle. He took out an hourglass from his bag and handed it to Rohan. "This hourglass symbolizes time," he said. "Each grain of sand represents a precious moment of your life." Rohan held the hourglass in his hands, feeling the weight of it signify. "Now," Mr. Gupta continued, "I want you to imagine that each grain of sand falling through this hourglass is a wasted opportunity. Every time you procrastinate or waste time, a grain slips away forever." Rohan, realizing the gravity of his actions, listened intently as Mr. Gupta continued. "Time is a precious gift, my boy. It waits for no one. Every second that passes is a second you cannot retrieve. If you keep squandering it, you will wake up one day filled with regret, feeling a sense of urgency." Rowan asked, "But how can I change? How can I value time and make the most of it?" Mr. Gupta smiled warmly. "It begins with small steps," he said. "Start by setting goals and prioritize your tasks. Break them down into manageable parts and focus on completing them one by one. Learn to manage your time effectively. Remember, success comes to those who understand the value of time." Rowan took the old man's advice to heart and decided to change his ways. He began by years he pursued his passions and discovered hidden talents. The villagers marveled at the remarkable transformation they witnessed in Rohan. Over time, Rohan realized that the true power of time lay not just in accomplishing tasks, but in nurturing relationships. He spent quality time with His family and friends appreciating the moments they shared, he understood that time was a limited resource, and every second spent in the company of loved ones was a treasure. Years passed, and Rowan grew old. His village honored him for his remarkable achievements and his wise use of time. He shared his journey with the younger generation, urging them to cherish every passing moment and make the most of their lives. Rowan's story spread far and wide, inspiring countless individuals to reevaluate their relationship with time. People began to understand that time was not just a mere commodity, but a precious gift that needed to be treasured, and so the village thrived under the wisdom of Mr. Gupta and the transformed life of Rohan, reminding everyone of the importance of time and the power it held to shape their destinies.
Part 2.
Rosa Aguado's class. Class rules. Welcome to a fantastic year of learning and fun. Let's start by talking about our classroom rules. Welcome to our classroom. I'm so excited to spend this year with you. Today we're going to talk about some rules that will help us have a fun and safe time together. Are classroom rules important? Why do we have rules? Rules are important because they help us stay safe and be kind to each other. They ensure we all know what to do and how to behave so we can learn and have fun. Rule number 1. Be respectful. Being respectful means treating others the way you want to be treated. Listen when someone else is talking, use kind words, and take care of each other's belongings. Are you respectful? Are you being respectful when you talk while someone is speaking in front of the class? Are you being respectful when you write in someone's book without their permission? Are you being respectful when you raise your hand to ask for permission? Rule number 2. Be responsible. Being responsible means taking care of your things, doing your best on your work, and cleaning up after yourself. This helps us keep our classroom nice and makes learning easier for everyone. Are you responsible? Are you being responsible when you nag over cleaning your classroom? Are you being responsible when you voluntarily polish the board after classes? Are you being responsible when you organize your stuff after being told to? Rule number 3. Be careful. Being safe is very important. Walk instead of running, use supplies correctly, and keep your hands and feet to yourself. This way no one gets hurt and we can all enjoy our time here. Are you careful? Are you being careful when you run in the hallway instead of walking? Are you being careful when you decide to stay at home while being sick? Are Are you being careful when you eat healthy food instead of unhealthy options? Rule number 4. Follow directions. Listen carefully when instructions are given and follow them the first time. If you don't understand, it's okay to ask for help. Following directions helps us all stay on track and know what to do. Are you following? Are you following directions when you listen to instructions before doing anything? Are you following directions when you wear proper uniforms? Are you following directions when you choose to cheat instead of studying? Rule number 5. Choose kindness. Kindness makes our classroom a happy place. Help your classmates when they need it, say please and thank you, and treat others the way you want to be treated. Are you kind? Are you being kind when you disturb your classmates during class? Are you being kind when you share things that your classmates do not have? Are you being kind when you support your classmate by showing sportsmanship? Are classroom rules important? Rewards for following rules. Following the rules can earn you rewards like stickers, class points, or special treats. Let's all follow the rules and have a great year. Ready for a great year? We're going to have a wonderful year by following our rules and learning together. Let's make this the best school year ever. Resources page. For your extra resource of elements, use the elements below for a cohesive look in your educational materials. Shortcut keys. Enhance the learning experience by incorporating these handy shortcut keys while in presentation mode. B for blur, D for drum roll, O for bubbles, C for confetti, M for mic drop, Q for quiet, U for unveil. 0 to 9. Any number from 0 to 9 for a timer.
Video is over. Get out of here, first comment and let me know how you liked the video. And subscribe if you like your will, and it's part 2.
In a bustling city, two strangers, Aisha and Ben, found themselves attending a weekly language exchange at a local cafe. Aisha, an aspiring English teacher from India, was eager to improve her spoken English, while Ben, a graphic designer from Canada, wanted to learn more about Indian culture. On their first meeting, they sat across from each other, the cafe buzzing with laughter and conversation. Aisha was nervous, but Ben smiled warmly, breaking the ice. "Hi, what's your name?" he asked, his accent friendly. "Aisha," she replied, her voice a bit shaky. "And you?" "Ben. Nice to meet you. So, do you like living here?" Aisha paused, thinking about how to respond. "Yes, it's very lively. I enjoy the diversity. How about you?" "I love it. There's so much to see and do," Ben replied, encouraging her with his enthusiasm. As the weeks went by, their conversations flowed more easily. Aisha practiced asking common questions like, "What do you do for fun?" and "What's your favorite food?" Ben shared his experiences, helping her understand idiomatic expressions and slang. One day, Aisha decided to challenge herself. "Ben, can you teach me some questions that I can use in a job interview?" She asked, her eyes sparkling with determination. "Sure. You could ask, can you tell me more about the team I would be working with? Or what are the biggest challenges the company is currently facing?" he explained, noting how her confidence grew with each phrase. In return, Aisha introduced Ben to some cultural nuances. In India, we often ask about family when we meet someone new. Shows we care. You could say, "How is your family?" Ben laughed. "I love that. It's so warm and welcoming." As their friendship deepened, they decided to make a list of daily use English questions that could help others in similar situations. They brainstormed together, noting everything from simple greetings to deeper inquiries about dreams and aspirations. One evening, while sipping chai and munching on samosas, Aisha shared her favorite question. "What's something you've always wanted to learn?" Ben thought for a moment. "I've always wanted to learn to play the guitar," he admitted. "What about you?" "I want to learn how to dance," Aisha replied, her face lighting up. With their list growing, they decided to create a small booklet. Aisha would illustrate it, while Ben would design the layout. They envisioned it as a guide for newcomers, filled with practical questions and cultural insights. After weeks of hard work, they launched their booklet at the cafe. The response was overwhelming. Newcomers to the city found it helpful, and soon the language exchange grew into a vibrant community hub, fostering connections among people from different backgrounds. As they celebrated their success, Ben turned to Aisha. "This started with simple questions, but look where it's taken us." Aisha nodded, her heart full. It's amazing how a few words can bridge cultures and create friendships. From that day forward, Aisha and Ben continued their journey, exploring languages and cultures, one question at a time, proving that curiosity and kindness can turn strangers into lifelong friends. As the weeks passed, Aisha and Ben's language exchange blossomed into something more than just a project. The cafe became their second home, a space filled with laughter, learning, and the aroma of freshly brewed coffee and masala chai. One evening, as they were preparing for another session, Aisha brought up a new idea. "What if we add a section about common misunderstandings in English? I've noticed some phrases can confuse people," she suggested, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "Great idea! We could include examples like how break a leg actually means good luck," Ben replied, intrigued. They spent the next few sessions brainstorming and compiling their insights. They included funny anecdotes of misunderstandings they had encountered. Aisha shared a time when she thought someone was genuinely asking her to break a leg when they wished her luck before a presentation. "I was so confused. I thought, why would they say that?" she laughed, shaking her head. Ben chuckled. "And I once said, 'kick the bucket,' without knowing it was a euphemism for dying." The look on my friend's face was priceless. Their booklet soon became a treasure trove of useful questions, cultural nuances, and quirky language facts. They titled it Everyday English. Questions that connect. The community embraced their work, and soon, people began sharing their own stories and questions during the language exchanges. Each meeting felt like a celebration of diversity, with participants from various countries contributing to the dialogue. One day, a shy newcomer named Maria joined the group. Aisha noticed her sitting quietly in the corner, her eyes darting between the lively conversations. Aisha approached her. "Hi, Misha. Are you new here?" "Yes," Maria replied softly. "I'm from Brazil. I want to improve my English, but I'm a bit nervous." "Don't worry. We were all beginners once," Aisha reassured her. "You can start with simple questions. For example, you could ask, 'What do you like to do on weekends?'" Ben joined in. "And if you want to learn about Brazil, you can share something unique about your culture, like what's a popular dish from your hometown." Maria's face lit up. "I can tell them about feijoada. It's a traditional black bean stew." With Aisha and Ben's encouragement, Maria began to engage with the group. She shared stories about Brazil, and the others responded with curiosity and enthusiasm. The room buzzed with questions and laughter, and Maria's confidence grew with each exchange. As the weeks turned into months, their project expanded. Aisha and Ben organized themed nights where participants would share food from their countries. And each dish would come with its own story and cultural significance. They created a cultural exchange potluck, where everyone could bring a dish and share its background, turning the cafe into a melting pot of flavors and traditions. One evening, Ben suggested they host a language game night. "We can create games based on our questions. It'll be fun and educational," he proposed. With renewed energy, they set up a series of interactive activities. They played charades with phrases from their booklet and conducted friendly debates on cultural topics. Laughter filled the cafe as participants stumbled over words and expressed themselves in creative ways. Through it all, Aisha and Ben's bond deepened. They found joy in their differences and learned to appreciate the beauty of each other's cultures. Aisha taught Ben how to make traditional Indian dishes, while he introduced her to Canadian customs, like celebrating Thanksgiving. One night, as they cleaned up after a particularly lively session, Aisha turned to Ben, her heart full. I never imagined this would turn into such a wonderful community. It feels like we've created something special." Ben smiled. "We really have. It's amazing how questions can open doors to understanding and friendship." Inspired by their journey, they decided to publish a second edition of their booklet. This time they included contributions from the community, showcasing the unique perspectives of everyone who had participated in their exchanges. They highlighted stories from Maria, the shy newcomer who had blossomed into a confident speaker, and others who had overcome their fears of speaking English. When the new edition launched, the cafe was filled with people celebrating their collective journey. They shared food, stories, and laughter, knowing they had built something meaningful together. As the evening wound down, Aisha looked around at the smiling faces and felt a sense of fulfillment. "We started with simple questions, but now we have a community that thrives on curiosity and connection," she said. Ben nodded in agreement, and it all began with two strangers willing to ask and share. In that moment, they realized that language was more than just words. It was a bridge that connected hearts and minds across cultures, fostering friendships that would last a lifetime.
Video is over. Get out of here. First comment and let me know how you liked the video. And subscribe if you like your will, and it's part 2.
Once in a quaint little town, there lived a clockmaker named Elias. His workshop was filled with intricate timepieces, each ticking away, marking the present moment. But Elias was no ordinary clockmaker. He had a special talent for crafting clocks that could tell more than just the time. One day, he decided to build a remarkable clock that would not only show the present, but also reveal glimpses of the past and future. After weeks of hard work, he finally completed his masterpiece, a grand clock adorned with golden gears and shimmering glass. As Elias wound the clock for the first time, its hands began to spin wildly before settling down. Suddenly, the workshop filled with a soft glow. He found himself transported back to his childhood, running through the fields with friends, laughter echoing in the air. He watched, filled with nostalgia, as his younger self chased butterflies. When the glow faded, Elias was back in his workshop, heart aching with the sweetness of memories. He smiled but was soon overcome by curiosity about the future. With a gentle turn of the clock's ornate knob, he saw a vision of his town transformed, a bustling market filled with diverse people, laughter, and joy everywhere. He felt hope wash over him, realizing that the future held endless possibilities. But with each journey, Elias understood something deeper. The past shaped him, filled with lessons and love, while the future was a canvas yet to be painted. It was the present, the now, that truly mattered, where he could create, love, and make a difference. From that day on, he used his clock not just to glimpse time, but to remind the townsfolk to cherish every moment.
The clock became a gathering place, where stories of the past were shared and dreams for the future ignited, all grounded in the beauty of the present. And so, the little town flourished, living in harmony with time, as Elias reminded everyone that every tick of the clock was a gift. As word of Elias's extraordinary clock spread, people from neighboring towns began to visit. They came to share their stories, seek guidance, or simply catch a glimpse of their own past or future. The clock became a symbol of hope and reflection, drawing in those seeking connection. One rainy afternoon, a young woman named Clara entered the workshop, her eyes filled with uncertainty. She had recently lost her job and felt lost, unsure of her next steps. Elias welcomed her warmly and invited her to take a look at the clock. With a gentle hand, he turned the knob for her, and they were enveloped in a shimmering light. Clara found herself in a bustling cafe, where she saw a version of herself confidently chatting with customers and serving delicious pastries. She felt a surge of excitement and warmth. This future was filled with creativity and community. As the vision faded, Clara was left breathless. "Is this really possible?" she asked, her voice trembling with hope. Elias nodded. "The future is shaped by the choices you make today. You've seen a glimpse of what could be, but it starts with taking that first step in the present." Inspired, Clara spent the next few weeks putting together a plan to open her own bakery. She poured her heart into it, using the skills she had honed over the years. With each moment spent preparing, she felt the weight of her past lift, replaced by the thrill of possibility. Meanwhile, the clock continued to tick away, bringing more visitors to Elias's workshop. One day, a man named Thomas, burdened by regrets of a past relationship, sought solace in the clock. He longed to understand what had gone wrong and how he could mend the rift. Elias gently guided him through the experience, and Thomas was taken back to a sunny day in the park, where he had shared laughter and love with his partner. But soon, the scene shifted to moments of hurt and misunderstandings. Thomas watched, eyes wide, as he realized the mistakes he had made. Returning to the present, he was shaken but also enlightened. "I didn't see it that way before," he admitted. "I thought I was justified in my actions, but now I see how I hurt her." Elias smiled softly. "The past teaches us. Use that understanding to reach out and communicate. It's never too late to make amends." Empowered, Thomas wrote a heartfelt letter to his ex, expressing his feelings and seeking to rebuild their friendship. It wasn't easy, but he knew that taking responsibility in the present was the first step toward healing. As the seasons changed, Elias's workshop became a hub of inspiration. People would gather not only to experience the clock but also to share their journeys, celebrating both their victories and struggles. They began to hold monthly gatherings where they encouraged one another to embrace their pasts, live fully in the present, and dream about their futures. Elias watched as his little clock became a catalyst for change, transforming lives and fostering a sense of community. He realized that time was not just a series of moments to be measured, but a tapestry of experiences woven together. One evening, as the sun set and the workshop filled with warm light, Clara returned to share the grand opening of her bakery. With joy in her eyes, she invited everyone to the celebration, thanking Elias for guiding her on her journey. As they gathered around the clock, Elias felt a profound sense of fulfillment. He understood that while the clock measured time, it also reminded them of the power of connection and the importance of living in the moment. The present, with all its beauty and potential, was truly where life unfolded. And so, the clock continued to tick, echoing the stories of the past, igniting dreams for the future, and celebrating the richness of the present, one heartbeat at a time. As the months passed, Elias's clock workshop became more than just a place to experience time. It evolved into a sanctuary where the townspeople gathered to support one another. Each gathering was filled with laughter, tears, and stories that bound them together. They shared their dreams, fears, and lessons learned, creating a vibrant tapestry of shared experiences. One chilly evening, as the first snowflakes began to fall, a newcomer named Leo entered the workshop. He was a quiet man with a pensive expression, and he hesitated at the threshold, unsure of what to expect. Elias greeted him warmly, inviting him inside. "What brings you here, my friend?" Elias asked, noticing the heaviness in Leo's gaze. Leo sighed deeply, explaining that he had recently lost his wife. The weight of grief felt insurmountable, and he struggled to find meaning in the present without her. Elias listened intently, his heart aching for Leo's pain. After some time, Elias suggested they take a look at the clock together. With a gentle turn, they were enveloped in the familiar glow. Leo found himself in a sunlit garden, surrounded by vibrant flowers and the sound of laughter. In the vision, he saw his wife tending to the plants, her smile radiant and full of life. They laughed together, planting seeds and dreaming of the future. When the scene shifted back to the workshop, Leo was in tears. "I miss her so much. I feel lost without her," he whispered. Elias placed a reassuring hand on Leo's shoulder. "Grief is a profound journey, and it's okay to feel lost. But remember, your memories of her are treasures. They can guide you toward a future that honors her spirit." Leo pondered Elias's words, realizing that the love they shared didn't disappear with her passing. Inspired, he decided to create a garden in her memory, a place where he could celebrate her life and find solace in nature. As he began to gather supplies and seeds, Leo found himself connecting with others in the community. Clara offered her expertise in baking, suggesting they host a small gathering in the garden once it was complete. Thomas joined in, eager to help clear the area and plant flowers that would bloom in the spring. As they worked together, a beautiful friendship blossomed among them. They shared stories, laughter, and support, transforming their individual journeys of healing into a collective experience. The garden became a symbol of resilience and hope, with each plant representing a memory, a dream, or a new beginning. When the garden was finally ready for its grand opening, the community gathered, filling the space with warmth and love. Leo stood at the center, surrounded by friends who had become family. With a trembling voice, he spoke about his wife, sharing how she had inspired him to create this sanctuary of beauty. "This garden isn't just for me," he said, looking at the faces around him. "It's for all of us, a place where we can remember, heal, and grow together." As they planted flowers and shared stories, the garden came alive, filled with color and laughter. It became a cherished gathering place where people could find solace and joy in one another's company. Elias watched from a distance, his heart swelling with pride. The clock, once just a mechanism to measure time, had become a catalyst for connection and healing. He understood that while time moved forward, it was the bonds they formed in the present that truly define their lives. The seasons changed, and as spring blossomed into summer, the town flourished with new energy. Clara's bakery thrived, and Thomas's friendship with his ex deepened, proving that love could be rebuilt. Leo found peace in the garden, and the community continued to grow closer, drawing strength from one another. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Elias gathered everyone in his workshop. He expressed his gratitude for the journey they had taken together, for the laughter and tears that had woven them into a family. "To truly live," he said, "is to embrace the present, honor our past, and nurture the dreams of our future. Time is a gift, and each moment we share is a treasure." The townsfolk nodded in agreement, their hearts full. They realized that the clock was not just about measuring time. It was about living it, appreciating every heartbeat, every shared moment. And so, the little town thrived, bound by love, memory, and hope, each tick of Elias's clock a reminder that the present was a canvas for their lives, where the past inspired them and the future awaited their dreams. Together, they continued to create a beautiful tapestry of existence, one moment at a time.
Video is over. Get out of here first, comment and let me know how you liked the video. And subscribe if you like your will, and it's part 2.
What is shown in the video is the art of speaking English without grammar. Please watch the full video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks. In a bustling city, there lived a young woman named Maya. She had a dream of traveling the world, but there was one thing holding her back: her fear of speaking English. Maya had always been fascinated by different cultures, but every time she tried to practice her English, she became overwhelmed by grammar rules. One sunny afternoon, while sipping coffee at her favorite cafe, She overheard a group of travelers chatting animatedly. They were laughing and sharing stories, their English filled with enthusiasm, but not perfect grammar. Maya felt a spark of inspiration. What if she didn't worry about grammar and just focused on expressing herself? The next day, armed with a notebook, Maya made a plan. Instead of memorizing rules, she would focus on 3 key ideas. Step 1. Simple words. Maya began by jotting down common phrases she heard from her cafe friends. She practiced saying things like, "I want coffee," "Where is the bathroom?" and "Let's have fun." Each phrase felt natural and approachable. The goal was clarity, not perfection. Step 2. Real-life practice. She decided to step out of her comfort zone. She visited a local park where many tourists gathered. With her heart racing, she approached a couple sitting on a bench. "Hello. I practice English. Can we talk?" she asked, smiling. To her surprise, they welcomed her warmly. They chatted about their travels, and Maya found herself expressing her thoughts without worrying about grammar. They laughed, shared stories, and to her astonishment, she understood much more than she thought she would. Step 3. Confidence. With each conversation, Maya's confidence grew. She realized that the key to communicating was not in perfect sentences, but in the willingness to connect. She made mistakes, of course, but each one was a stepping stone to improvement. One evening, as she joined a language exchange meetup, Maya was nervous but excited. She met people from around the world, each with their own stories and struggles. They spoke English in various accents and styles, and none of them focused on grammar. They laughed at their mistakes and celebrated their successes. Maya learned that the joy of communication outweighed the fear of imperfection. By listening actively and responding genuinely, she forged connections that transcended language barriers. As weeks turned into months, Maya traveled to new countries. In markets, she would greet vendors in simple English, barter, and share stories. In cafes, she made friends over shared meals and broken sentences. One day, while sitting on a beach in Thailand, she reflected on her journey. She no longer feared grammar. Instead, she embraced the beauty of language as a living, breathing thing. When she returned home, Maya felt transformed. She had learned to speak English without being bogged down by rules. Her travels had taught her that language is about connection, and sometimes the most profound conversations happen when you let go of perfection. With a smile, she opened her notebook and wrote, "To speak is to connect." And that, my friends, is the real art of language. Emboldened by her travels, Maya decided to share her newfound philosophy. She started a blog titled Speak with Heart, where she encouraged others to embrace English without the weight of grammar rules. Each post shared her experiences, tips, and the magic of connecting with people through simple words. As her blog gained traction, she received messages from readers around the world. Some were fellow travelers, others were students, and many were simply people who had longed to express themselves but felt shackled by grammar anxiety. Maya responded to each message, offering encouragement and sharing her journey. A new adventure, hosting workshops. One day, an idea struck her. Why not host workshops in her city? Maya envisioned a place where people could come together to practice speaking English in a relaxed, friendly environment. She reserved a small community center and advertised her event with the tagline, "Speak English without fear." On the day of the workshop, she welcomed a diverse group of participants. Some were young students, others were professionals, and a few were retirees eager to learn. Maya started with icebreakers, encouraging everyone to introduce themselves with just 3 simple sentences. The room buzzed with laughter and nervous energy as they stumbled over words, but smiled through their mistakes. Maya shared her philosophy: grammar is a tool, but it shouldn't be a barrier. Let's focus on expressing ourselves, sharing our stories, and enjoying the process. The participants began to share their experiences, their dreams, and their fears. They practiced speaking in pairs, emphasizing understanding rather than perfection. Building a community. As the workshops continued, a community formed. Participants began to return week after week, bringing friends and family along. They shared meals, organized outings, and even started a book club where they could read and discuss stories in English. Maya found herself surrounded by a vibrant tapestry of voices and stories. One evening, they hosted a story slam where anyone could share a personal story in English. The atmosphere was electric with excitement. Maya watched as her friends took the stage, their faces glowing with pride as they recounted tales of love, loss, and adventure, each punctuated with laughter and applause. A trip down memory lane. One particularly poignant moment came when a young man named Amir, originally from Syria, stood up to share his story. His English was halting, but his passion was palpable. He spoke of leaving his homeland and finding solace in the warmth of new friendships. "I'm not perfect in English," he said, his voice steady. "But when I speak from my heart, I feel free." The room erupted in applause, and Maya felt a wave of gratitude wash over her. It was moments like these that reinforced her belief: language is about connection, not perfection. The journey continues. As the months passed, Maya's workshops grew. She started collaborating with local schools, offering her program to students who struggled with traditional language learning methods. She introduced games, storytelling, and real-life scenarios, making learning engaging and fun. Through her efforts, Maya realized that she was not just helping others learn English, she was fostering confidence, courage, and community. Her approach resonated with many who had long felt silenced by their fears. One day, she received a message from a former workshop participant named Lisa, who had been too shy to speak English in public. Lisa wrote, "I just gave a presentation at work and I didn't care about grammar. I just shared my ideas and people listened. Thank you for teaching me to speak from my heart." A legacy of connection. As Maya looked back on her journey, from the timid woman at the cafe to the vibrant community leader, she felt immense pride. She had transformed her fear into a passion for helping others, proving that language could be a bridge, not a barrier. With each person who found their voice, Maya realized that she was not just teaching English. She was empowering individuals to share their stories, connect with others, and embrace the beauty of communication. As she prepared for another workshop, she smiled, knowing that every conversation was an opportunity to build understanding and connection. In her heart, she carried the mantra she had discovered along the way: to speak is to connect. To connect is to live. As the workshops flourished, Maya decided to expand her outreach. She envisioned a community event, a language festival where people could come together to celebrate cultures and languages. The idea was to create an atmosphere where everyone, regardless of their language proficiency, could share and connect through storytelling, music, and art. Planning the language festival. Maya gathered her workshop participants, and together they brainstormed ideas. They could host storytelling sessions, cooking demonstrations, and musical performances from different cultures. Each participant brought their unique background and experiences, enriching the planning process. As excitement built, Maya reached out to local businesses and community organizations for support. Many were enthusiastic about contributing, donating supplies, providing food, or offering spaces for activities. The festival began to take shape as a vibrant tapestry of cultures, with booths showcasing various languages, traditions, and cuisines. The day of the festival. When the day of the language festival arrived, the community center was transformed. Colorful banners hung from the walls, tables were laden with dishes from around the world, and the sound of laughter filled the air. People of all ages wandered through the space, their eyes wide with curiosity. Maya opened the festival with a welcoming speech, sharing her journey and the importance of connection through language. Today, let's celebrate not just the words we speak, but the stories we share, she encouraged. Throughout the day, participants took turns sharing stories in English and their native languages, often with translations to make everyone feel included. Children played games that encouraged them to express themselves without the pressure of perfection. A surprise performance. As the sun began to set, the atmosphere shifted to one of anticipation. A group of local musicians prepared for a performance, blending traditional instruments with contemporary sounds. They invited everyone to join in a simple dance, breaking down barriers and encouraging even the shyest attendees to participate. Maya joined in, feeling the rhythm of the music pulsing through her. The joy was palpable as people danced together, communicating through movement rather than words. It was a beautiful reminder of the universal language of human connection, reflections, and growth. As the festival wound down, Maya found herself surrounded by a circle of friends, both new and old. They shared laughter, exchanged stories, and reflected on the day's events. "Today felt magical," said Amir, beaming. "I never thought I could speak in front of so many people, but I felt safe here." "It's all about the heart," Maya replied, feeling a warm glow of pride. "When we speak with sincerity, it doesn't matter if our grammar is perfect." With each passing month, the impact of her workshops and events rippled through the community. More people came forward, eager to share their stories and practice their English. Maya was thrilled to witness their growth, but she also recognized that the journey was ongoing, empowering the next generation. Inspired by the success of the festival, Maya decided to launch a youth program aimed at helping children learn English through play and creativity. She partnered with local schools to integrate storytelling, music, and art into their curriculum, fostering a love for language from an early age. The program quickly gained popularity. Children who once hesitated to speak began to express themselves through skits, songs, and illustrated stories. Maya watched as their confidence blossomed, just as it had for her. The power of connection. One day, during a workshop, a young girl named Sophia approached Maya, her eyes shining with excitement. "I wrote a story," she said, clutching a notebook. "Let's hear it," Maya encouraged. Sophia stood before her peers and shared a tale about a brave princess who ventured into the woods to find her lost cat. Her voice trembled at first, but as she spoke, she grew stronger. The room erupted in cheers when she finished, and Sophia beamed with pride. In that moment, Maya realized the true impact of her work. It wasn't just about learning a language. It was about giving people a platform to express their identities and share their experiences. Each story shared was a thread weaving the community closer together. Looking ahead. As the years passed, Maya continued to nurture her community of learners, but she also found herself yearning for new adventures. Inspired by the connections she had forged, she decided to take her message global. She envisioned a series of workshops and festivals in different countries, promoting the idea of speaking from the heart. With newfound determination, Maya began planning her first international workshop in a small town in Brazil. She wanted to connect with local communities, share her approach to language, and learn from their cultures in return. As she packed her bags, Maya reflected on her journey from a shy girl overwhelmed by grammar to a passionate advocate for authentic communication. And so, with a heart full of hope and excitement, Maya set off on her next adventure. Ready to inspire others to embrace the art of speaking English without fear, without barriers, and without grammar constraints.
Part 2.
A new beginning in Brazil. Maya arrived in Brazil on a warm, sunlit morning, greeted by the vibrant colors and sounds of the bustling streets. The air was filled with the aroma of street food, and the laughter of children playing echoed around her. She felt a surge of excitement, knowing she was about to connect with another culture and share her philosophy of language. Her first stop was a local community center, where she met with a group of educators and community leaders. They welcomed her warmly, eager to hear about her approach to teaching English. Maya shared stories from her workshops back home, emphasizing the importance of connection and confidence over grammatical perfection. The local educators resonated with her ideas, and they began brainstorming ways to implement her methods in their own classrooms. Together, they decided to host a community event similar to the language festival she had organized back home. Bringing people together. Maya worked tirelessly alongside her new friends, planning a vibrant event that would showcase the richness of Brazilian culture while providing a platform for people to practice English. They decided to call it Festival de Conexão, or Festival of Connection, a celebration of languages and cultures. As the day of the festival approached, excitement built in the community. Flyers were posted, local musicians and artists volunteered, and families began sharing their stories. Maya felt a sense of purpose as she witnessed the community coming together, each person bringing a piece of their identity to the table. The festival day. When the day of the Festival de Conexão arrived, the community center buzzed with energy. Colorful decorations adorned the walls, and tables were filled with delicious traditional dishes, from feijoada to brigadeiros. The air was thick with the sounds of laughter, music, and the smell of spices. Maya opened the festival with a heartfelt speech, inviting everyone to embrace their stories. Today, let's connect through our words, our music, and our culture, she said, her voice filled with enthusiasm. Throughout the day, attendees participated in storytelling sessions, language games, and cooking demonstrations. People shared personal anecdotes, laughter echoed through the halls, and friendships blossomed. A special moment. Later in the day, Maya took the stage to facilitate a story slam, inviting participants to share their tales in English or Portuguese. A young boy named Lucas, who had been shyly observing, finally gathered the courage to step up. With a quivering voice, he shared a story about a magical bird that flew over his village. The crowd listened intently, captivated by his imagination. As he spoke, Lucas grew more confident, his words flowing with passion. When he finished, the room erupted in applause and Lucas beamed with pride. Maya felt a swell of joy. This was what she had hoped to create, a space where everyone could find their voice, regardless of their language skills. Building bridges. The festival was a resounding success, and Maya's heart soared as she watched people connect in meaningful ways. She realized that the beauty of language lies in its ability to bring people together, fostering understanding and friendship. Inspired by the event, she proposed a series of follow-up workshops to continue building on the momentum. The local educators enthusiastically agreed, eager to implement her techniques in their schools. Over the next few weeks, Maya led workshops for adults and children, emphasizing storytelling, games, and improvisation. The participants thrived in this supportive environment, their fears melting away as they practiced speaking English. A lasting impact. As her time in Brazil came to an end, Maya felt bittersweet. She had formed deep connections with the community, and it was hard to say goodbye. The friendships and experiences had changed her in ways she hadn't anticipated. On her final day, the community organized a farewell gathering. They shared stories, food, and heartfelt words of gratitude. Maya felt overwhelmed by the love and kindness surrounding her. "Thank you for showing me the true power of connection," she told them, her eyes shining. "You've taught me that language is not just about words, it's about sharing our hearts." Looking to the future. After returning home, Maya reflected on her journey. She had traveled far beyond geography. She had journeyed into the hearts of others. Inspired by her experiences, she decided to write a book that encapsulated her philosophy, filled with stories, tips, and exercises for anyone eager to embrace language without fear. As she wrote, she included anecdotes from her workshops, highlighting the transformations she had witnessed. Her book, titled Speak with Heart, Embracing Connection Through Language, became a celebration of the stories shared and the friendships forged. An expanding network. As her book gained popularity, Maya began receiving invitations to speak at conferences and workshops around the world. Each opportunity allowed her to spread her message further, inspiring even more people to let go of their fears and connect authentically through language. With each new destination, she found herself learning as much as she taught, absorbing the culture and stories of those around her. From bustling cities to quiet villages, Maya's journey transformed into a beautiful tapestry of global connections. A legacy of love. Years later, as Maya stood in front of a diverse crowd at an international language conference, she reflected on her journey. She spoke about her mission to foster connection, her voice steady and filled with conviction. "Language is a gift," she said. "It allows us to share our stories, our dreams, and our lives. Let us speak with heart, for it is in our connections that we find our true selves." As the audience erupted in applause, Maya felt a profound sense of fulfillment. She had ignited a movement, encouraging countless individuals to embrace their voices. And in every heart that learned to speak without fear, her legacy of connection lived on, reminding everyone that the art of language transcends grammar, ultimately leading to understanding, compassion, and love. My learning process. Once upon a time in a small, bustling town, there lived a curious young girl named Mia. Ever since she was little, Mia had a thirst for knowledge that couldn't be quenched. Books were her companions, and every page turned was a new adventure waiting to unfold. As she grew older, Mia decided that her learning journey needed to evolve. The local library, which had been her sanctuary, couldn't hold all the answers she sought. So, she made a plan to explore the world beyond her small town. One bright morning,
Ever since she was little, Mia had a thirst for knowledge that couldn't be quenched.
with her backpack filled with notebooks, pencils, and snacks, Mia set off. Her first destination was a nearby forest, known for its tranquility and beauty. There, she encountered a wise old owl perched on a branch. "Why are you wandering, little one?" the owl asked, his voice deep and soothing. "I want to learn everything about the world," Mia replied, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "Then you must listen as much as you speak. Nature has many lessons for you," the owl advised before taking flight. Taking the owl's words to heart, Mia spent her days observing. She watched how the leaves danced in the wind and listened to the chatter of the birds. She learned about ecosystems, patience, and resilience, lessons not found in books but in the world around her. Encouraged by her newfound appreciation for nature, Mia ventured into the nearby town. She visited the market, where vendors shared stories of their crafts. A baker taught her the art of making bread, explaining how each ingredient played a role in the final product. A florist shared the significance of each flower, revealing their meanings and the emotions they conveyed. Mia took notes, realizing that every person had a unique story and wisdom to offer. With each new experience, Mia's understanding of learning deepened. She began to grasp that knowledge wasn't just about facts. It was about connections and experiences. The world was a classroom, and everyone she met was a teacher. One evening, as she sat beneath the stars, she thought about her journey. She had set out to learn everything. But she realized that the more she learned, the more she understood how much there was still to discover. Inspired by this realization, Mia decided to share her learning process with others. She organized community gatherings where people could come together to share their knowledge, whether it was cooking,
gardening, or storytelling.
The town buzzed with energy as people exchanged skills, creating a tapestry of shared experiences. Mia's journey of learning continued, not just for herself, but for her community. She learned that education was a collaborative process, a shared adventure where everyone had something to contribute. In the years that followed, Mia became a beloved figure in her town, known for her wisdom and passion for learning. She understood that her journey would never truly end, and she embraced each new chapter with an open heart, ready for whatever lessons life would bring. And so, Mia's learning process continued, like a river flowing, ever-changing and always seeking new horizons. My learning process steps 2. As Mia settled into her role as a scientist, she took on a position at a renowned research lab. There, she was tasked with exploring innovative solutions to combat climate change. Excited yet daunted by the responsibility, Mia was determined to apply her unique learning process to this new challenge. At the lab, she encountered a diverse group of researchers, each with different expertise and backgrounds. Recognizing the wealth of knowledge around her, Mia organized weekly brainstorming sessions where everyone could share their ideas and insights. She believed that collaboration could spark creativity and lead to groundbreaking solutions. These sessions quickly became the highlight of the week, transforming the lab's atmosphere into one of camaraderie and innovation. One day, during a particularly challenging project, Mia faced a major setback. Her team's prototype for a new type of solar panel failed during testing. Instead of feeling defeated, Mia called an emergency meeting. "Let's dissect this failure," she suggested, her voice steady. The team gathered around, and together they analyzed what went wrong, discussing everything from materials to design. This collective effort led to fresh ideas and a revised prototype that performed even better than the original. Mia also continued her commitment to self-directed learning. She enrolled in online courses and attended conferences to stay updated on the latest advancements in renewable energy. Each new concept she learned was like adding another tool to her toolkit. One day, she stumbled upon a course on bioengineering, which opened her eyes to the potential of combining biology and technology in her projects. Excited by the possibilities, she approached her supervisor with a proposal to incorporate bioengineering principles into their research. Over time, Mia's approach to learning began to inspire those around her. A junior scientist named Leo, who had always struggled with confidence in his ideas, began to participate more actively in discussions. Mia encouraged him to lead a project on algae-based biofuels, something he was passionate about but hesitant to tackle. With her support and belief in his capabilities, Leo flourished, and his project became one of the lab's most promising initiatives. As the years passed, Mia became a mentor to many young scientists, sharing the lessons she had learned throughout her journey. She emphasized the importance of a growth mindset, viewing challenges as opportunities, and understanding that expertise is built through perseverance and curiosity. Her mentorship was not just about imparting knowledge. It was about fostering an environment where everyone felt safe to explore, experiment, and learn from one another. One evening, as she sat on a park bench reflecting on her career, Mia realized that her learning process had transformed her life in ways she had never imagined. It had shaped her into a collaborative leader, a passionate learner, and an advocate for scientific exploration. She understood that learning was not a destination but a lifelong journey, one that continuously evolved as she faced new challenges and opportunities. Inspired by her experiences, Mia began writing a book aimed at young learners, titled Curiosity Unleashed: A Journey Through Learning. In it, she shared stories from her life, practical tips for embracing the learning process, and exercises designed to cultivate curiosity. Her hope was to empower the next generation to take ownership of their education, just as she had. As her book gained traction, Mia found herself invited to schools and conferences to speak about her learning process. She felt a renewed sense of purpose with each talk, knowing that she was not just sharing her journey, but encouraging others to embark on their own. Years later, standing in front of a classroom filled with eager faces, Mia felt a familiar flutter of excitement. Learning, she began, is like exploring an endless ocean. There will be storms, calm waters, and even moments of wonder. Embrace every wave, and don't be afraid to dive deep. You never know what treasures you might discover. And with that, she inspired a new generation to view learning not merely as an obligation, but as an exhilarating adventure, one filled with endless possibilities. My learning process, steps 3. Once upon a time in a small town, there lived a girl named Mia. From a young age, she was curious about the world around her. Every day after school, she would ask her parents endless questions about everything, from the stars in the sky to the tiny insects in her backyard. As Mia grew older, her thirst for knowledge only intensified. In high school, she discovered her passion for science. The smell of the lab, the thrill of experiments, and the joy of discovery filled her with excitement. However, learning wasn't always easy for Mia. She faced challenges, especially in advanced chemistry, where the concepts felt like a foreign language. Determined not to give up, Mia adopted a unique learning process. First, she made a habit of breaking down complex topics into manageable parts. Instead of trying to grasp everything at once, she focused on understanding one concept at a time. She created colorful mind maps that connected ideas visually, making it easier to see the bigger picture. Next, she sought help from her classmates and teachers. Group study sessions became a staple for her. They would gather at the local cafe, exchanging ideas and explaining concepts to one another. Mia found that teaching others reinforced her own understanding and made learning more enjoyable. Mia also embraced failure as a part of her learning journey. In one chemistry test, she scored lower than she had hoped. Rather than being discouraged, she analyzed her mistakes. She spent hours reviewing the test with her teacher, asking questions and clarifying misunderstandings. This experience taught her that failure was not the end, but rather an opportunity for growth. In her quest for knowledge, Mia discovered the power of curiosity. She began to read beyond her school curriculum, diving into books and documentaries about scientific discoveries. She developed a routine of setting aside time each week to explore topics that fascinated her, from renewable energy to the mysteries of the universe. This self-directed learning sparked her creativity and deepened her understanding of the subject she loved. As graduation approached, Mia's hard work and determination paid off. She not only excelled in her chemistry class, but also won a scholarship to a prestigious university. On the day she received her acceptance letter, she reflected on her learning process and realized that it was not just about acquiring knowledge. It was about embracing challenges, collaborating with others, and nurturing her curiosity. Mia's journey didn't end there. In university, she continued to apply her learning process, tackling even more complex subjects. With each step, she became more confident in her abilities, knowing that her unique approach to learning would guide her through whatever challenges lay ahead. Years later, as a successful scientist, Mia often shared her story with students. She encouraged them to embrace their own learning processes, reminding them that curiosity, collaboration, and resilience were the keys to unlocking their potential. Through her experiences, she showed that learning is not a straight path, but a winding journey filled with discoveries, setbacks, and endless possibilities.
Video is over. Get out of here first, comment and let me know how you liked the video. And subscribe if you like your will, and it's part 2.
This video contains some unknown questions and answers. Surely we all need to know these questions and answers. It will be very useful in our daily life. So let's start. How are you?
I'm good, thank.
How are you?
I'm good, thank. And you?
I'm good, thank. You, what's your name?
My name is Nancy.
You, what's your name?
My name is Nancy.
Where are you from?
I'm from London.
Where are you from?
I'm from London.
How old are you?
I'm 25 years old.
How old are you?
I'm 25 years old.
Are you busy?
No, I'm not busy.
A list of 1,000 questions and answers could be quite long. So instead of creating a massive list all at once, I'll provide a sample across a variety of categories, and we can proceed in chunks. Here's a start with different types of questions and answers. What is the capital of France?
Paris.
What is the capital of France?
Paris.
Who wrote Romeo and Juliet?
William Shakespeare.
Who wrote Romeo and Juliet?
William Shakespeare.
What is the chemical symbol for water?
H2O.
What is the chemical symbol for water?
H2O.
Who was the first president of the United States?
George Washington.
Who was the first president of the United States?
George Washington.
What is the largest planet in our solar system?
Jupiter.
What is the largest planet in our solar system?
Jupiter.
What is the tallest mountain in the world?
Mount Everest.
What is the tallest mountain in the world?
Mount Everest.
What year did the Titanic sink?
1912.
What year did the Titanic sink?
1912.
Who invented the telephone?
Alexander Graham Bell.
Who invented the telephone?
Alexander Graham Bell.
What is the fastest land animal?
Cheetah.
What is the fastest land animal?
Cheetah.
In which year did World War II end?
1945.
In which year did World War II end?
1945.
Science and technology. What is the process by which plants make their food?
Photosynthesis.
What is the process by which plants make their food?
Photosynthesis.
What is the powerhouse of the cell?
Mitochondria.
What is the powerhouse of the cell?
Mitochondria.
Who developed the theory of relativity?
Albert Einstein.
Who developed the theory of relativity?
Albert Einstein.
What does DNA stand for?
Deoxyribonucleic acid.
What does DNA stand for?
Deoxyribonucleic acid.
What is the basic unit of matter?
Atom.
What is the basic unit of matter?
Atom.
What is the most common gas in Earth's atmosphere?
Nitrogen.
What is the most common gas in Earth's atmosphere?
Nitrogen.
What is the second most abundant element in the Earth's crust?
Silicon.
What is the second most abundant element in the Earth's crust?
Silicon.
What element has the chemical symbol O?
Oxygen.
What element has the chemical symbol O?
Oxygen.
Who is known as the father of modern physics?
Albert Einstein.
What is the speed of light?
299,792,458 meters per second.
What is the speed of light?
299,792,458 meters per second.
History. Who was the first emperor of China?
Qin Shi Huang.
Who was the first emperor of China?
Qin Shi Huang.
In which year did the American Civil War begin?
1861.
In which year did the American Civil War begin?
1861.
What ancient civilization built the pyramids?
The Egyptians.
What ancient civilization built the pyramids?
The Egyptians.
Who was the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean?
Amelia Earhart.
Who was the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean?
Amelia Earhart.
What is the Magna Carta?
A charter signed in 1215 that limited the powers of the English king.
What is the Magna Carta?
A charter signed in 1215 that limited the powers of the English king.
Who was the leader of the Soviet Union during World War II?
Joseph Stalin.
Who was the leader of the Soviet Union during World War II?
Joseph Stalin.
What was the name of the ship that brought the Pilgrims to America in 1620?
The Mayflower.
What was the name of the ship that brought the Pilgrims to America in 1620?
The Mayflower.
Which event marked the beginning of the Great Depression?
The stock market crash of 1929.
Which event marked the beginning of the Great Depression?
The stock market crash of 1929.
Who was the first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom?
Margaret Thatcher.
Who was the first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom?
Margaret Thatcher.
What year did the Berlin Wall fall?
1989.
What year did the Berlin Wall fall?
1989.
Geography. What is the longest river in the world?
The Nile River.
What is the longest river in the world?
The Nile River.
Which country is known as the land of the rising sun?
Japan.
Which country is known as the land of the rising sun?
Japan.
What is the smallest country in the world by land area?
Vatican City.
What is the smallest country in the world by land area?
Vatican City.
Which continent is known as the Dark Continent?
Africa.
Which continent is known as the Dark Continent?
Africa.
What is the longest mountain range in the world?
The Andes.
What is the longest mountain range in the world?
The Andes.
What is the largest desert in the world?
The Sahara Desert.
What is the largest desert in the world?
The Sahara Desert.
Which country has the most islands in the world?
Sweden.
Which country has the most islands in the world?
Sweden.
What is the deepest ocean in the world?
The Pacific Ocean.
What is the deepest ocean in the world?
The Pacific Ocean.
In which country can you find the Great Barrier Reef?
Australia.
In which country can you find the Great Barrier Reef?
Australia.
What is the capital of Canada?
Ottawa.
What is the capital of Canada?
Ottawa.
Sports. Who holds the record for the most Olympic gold medals?
Michael Phelps.
In which country did the sport of cricket originate?
England.
In which country did the sport of cricket originate?
England.
What is the maximum score in a game of 10-pin bowling?
300.
What is the maximum score in a game of 10-pin bowling?
300.
Who won the 2020 FIFA World Cup?
France.
Who won the 2020 FIFA World Cup?
France.
What is the name of the football stadium home to the New York Yankees?
Yankee Stadium.
What is the name of the football stadium home to the New York Yankees?
Yankee Stadium.
Which sport is known as the king of sports?
Soccer, football.
Which sport is known as the king of sports?
Soccer, football.
In tennis, what is the term for a score of 0?
Love.
What team won the 2016 NBA championship?
Cleveland Cavaliers.
What team won the 2016 NBA championship?
Cleveland Cavaliers.
What country has won the most World Cup titles in soccer?
Brazil.
What country has won the most World Cup titles in soccer?
Brazil.
How many players are there in a rugby union team?
15.
How many players are there in a rugby union team?
15.
Literature. Who wrote 1984?
George Orwell.
Who wrote 1984?
George Orwell.
What is the name of the wizarding school in Harry Potter?
Hogwarts.
What is the name of the wizarding school in Harry Potter?
Hogwarts.
Who wrote The Great Gatsby?
F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Who wrote The Great Gatsby?
F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Who is the author of Pride and Prejudice?
Jane Austen.
Who is the author of Pride and Prejudice?
Jane Austen.
What novel begins with the line, "Call me Ishmael"?
Moby Dick by Herman Melville.
In which city does The Catcher in the Rye mostly take place?
New York City.
In which city does The Catcher in the Rye mostly take place?
New York City.
Who wrote The Lord of the Rings?
J.R.R. Tolkien.
Who wrote The Lord of the Rings?
J.R.R. Tolkien.
What is the title of the first book in the Hunger Games series?
The Hunger Games.
Who is the main character in the Sherlock Holmes stories?
Sherlock Holmes.
Movies and entertainment. Who directed the movie Jaws?
Steven Spielberg.
What movie won the Academy Award for Best Picture in 1994?
Forrest Gump.
What movie won the Academy Award for Best Picture in 1994?
Forrest Gump.
Which actor played Tony Stark in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Robert Downey Jr.
Which actor played Tony Stark in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Robert Downey Jr.
What is the highest grossing movie of all time as of 2023?
Avatar: The Way of Water.
What is the highest grossing movie of all time as of 2023?
Avatar: The Way of Water.
Who voiced the character of Elsa in Frozen?
Idina Menzel.
Who voiced the character of Elsa in Frozen?
Idina Menzel.
In which movie would you hear the famous line, "Here's looking at you, kid"?
Casablanca.
In which movie would you hear the famous line, "Here's looking at you, kid"?
Casablanca.
Who played the role of Jack Dawson in Titanic?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Who played the role of Jack Dawson in Titanic?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
What is the name of the fictional African country in Black Panther?
Wakanda.
What is the name of the fictional African country in Black Panther?
Wakanda.
Which animated movie features a character named Simba?
The Lion King.
Which animated movie features a character named Simba?
The Lion King.
Who directed the movie Inception?
Christopher Nolan.
Who directed the movie Inception?
Christopher Nolan.
Art and culture. Who painted the Mona Lisa?
Leonardo da Vinci.
Who painted the Mona Lisa?
Leonardo da Vinci.
What style of art is Pablo Picasso known for?
Cubism.
What style of art is Pablo Picasso known for?
Cubism.
Which famous artist cut off part of his own ear?
Vincent van Gogh.
Which famous artist cut off part of his own ear?
Vincent van Gogh.
What is the term for a painting done on wet plaster?
Fresco.
What is the term for a painting done on wet plaster?
Fresco.
Which French artist is famous for painting water lilies?
Claude Monet.
Which French artist is famous for painting water lilies?
Claude Monet.
What is the name of the art museum located in Paris, France?
The Louvre.
What is the name of the art museum located in Paris, France?
The Louvre.
Who sculpted the statue of David?
Michelangelo.
Who sculpted the statue of David?
Michelangelo.
What is the name of the Italian painter famous for the Sistine Chapel ceiling?
Michelangelo.
Which art movement is Andy Warhol associated with?
Pop art.
Which art movement is Andy Warhol associated with?
Pop art.
Which artist is known for his paintings of Campbell soup cans?
Andy Warhol.
Which artist is known for his paintings of Campbell soup cans?
Andy Warhol.
Dear friends and students, thank you very much for watching the full video. Please don't forget to subscribe. Best Learn English Online. Please subscribe to like, comment, and share my YouTube channel and turn on notifications. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment box. I will try to have a good day. That sounds like a fantastic channel concept. Helping people learn English online can be incredibly rewarding. Are you focusing on specific methods or tools, like interactive exercises, grammar tips, or language practice? Fast love. In the bustling city of Metropolis, where dreams whizzed by faster than the cars on its expansive highways, Ethan Reed was known for his precision. As a successful engineer with an uncanny knack for making the impossible seem routine, Ethan's life was perfectly synchronized, clockwork in its regularity. He was the kind of man who had a place for everything, and everything had its place. But Ethan's well-oiled machine of a life had one glaring anomaly: he'd never quite figured out love. One autumn morning, Ethan's neatly orchestrated routine was disrupted by a chance encounter that defied all his logical predictions. He was at his favorite coffee shop, the one with the precisely timed coffee roasts and impeccably crafted pastries, when a small commotion near the counter caught his attention. A young woman, her auburn hair cascading in curls and her eyes sparkling with a kind of wild enthusiasm Ethan had never seen, was arguing with the barista over an incorrect order. "I'm sorry, but I asked for extra foam," she insisted with a grin that somehow made her indignation seem endearing rather than annoying. "It's the only way to make a cappuccino perfect." When the barista, clearly exasperated, handed the woman a new cup, she noticed Ethan's curious gaze and, with a flourish, walked over to his table. "Excuse me," she said, "I hope I didn't disturb your tranquility. I'm Lucy, by the way." Ethan, taken aback by her forthrightness and charm, found himself smiling despite himself. "No disturbance at all. I'm Ethan." For the next hour, Ethan and Lucy talked about everything from the best coffee blends to their most bizarre travel experiences. Lucy, with her vibrant personality and boundless energy, seemed to flip Ethan's well-ordered world upside down. For the first time in years, he felt like he was living in real time rather than just going through the motions. Days turned into weeks, and Ethan found himself eagerly anticipating their daily coffee dates. Lucy's spontaneous spirit was a stark contrast to his calculated existence, and he was fascinated by how effortlessly she navigated life's chaos. She encouraged him to embrace the unpredictability of the world, a notion that was initially unsettling but increasingly thrilling. One evening, as the city lights began to twinkle and the first hints of autumn's chill crept into the air, Lucy pulled Ethan into a bustling street fair. Music blared, colors flashed, and the scent of street food mingled with the crisp night air. "I know you're not a fan of crowds," Lucy said with a mischievous grin, "but I wanted to show you something." She led him to a small, makeshift stage where a band was playing an upbeat tune. Lucy's infectious excitement was palpable as she dragged Ethan to the dance floor. He was stiff and awkward at first, but Lucy's unrestrained enthusiasm was impossible to resist. Soon, he found himself laughing and dancing, reveling in the freedom of the moment. That night, as they walked hand in hand through the city, Ethan felt something shift within him. Lucy had taught him to appreciate the chaos, the unexpected detours, and the beautiful unpredictability of life. In her, he had found a kind of love that was as fast and exhilarating as the city they lived in. Months passed, and Ethan's life continued to move at a brisk pace. But now, every moment was infused with a new vibrancy. Lucy had not only changed his world but had become a central part of it. Together, they navigated the rapid currents of their lives, balancing their disparate rhythms with a harmony they had never thought possible. Ethan had always admired precision and order. But he now understood that love was about embracing the unpredictable and finding joy in the fast, often chaotic, dance of life. And as he and Lucy raced through their days, hand in hand, He knew that the journey was far more exhilarating than any destination he had ever imagined. In the end, Ethan learned that while love could be as swift and intense as the city's pulse, it was also about savoring every moment of the ride, no matter how fast it seemed to go.